Boys, today is tomorrow, and you already know who's in the news. Piratesoftware. This man has just been crashing out on stream, and it's been glorious to see this man transform from a once well-respected indie game dev into an actual lol cat. Alright, I want him to be as broke as Casey Tron. That woman is, oh my god, she is just crying for help, boys. She's like, I need $1, please. Boys, go ahead and click this video right here to find out how this woman got exactly what was coming to her. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.